Olá, meus amigos. Esse debate sobre a saída do Reino Unido daquele bloco União Europeia foi muito bom, muito útil, porque coisas novas aqui para nós na América Latina começaram a aparecer. O professor Roger Scruton, ele é um filósofo, um amante da cultura, um conservador britânico bastante popular, já escreveu 30 livros sobre cultura. Ele tem um ensaio aí sobre a beleza, a importância da beleza, que é só você digitar Roger Scruton no YouTube, Roger Scruton, beleza, você vai encontrar. É uma coisa fantástica. Compôs 2 óperas, é um homem inteligentíssimo. E já em 2015 ele fazia nas universidades palestras explicando sobre o motivo dos ingleses não estarem satisfeitos numa coisa que eles não se sentem bem. Eles não se sentem representados pela União Europeia, porque a União Europeia, a única coisa que ela não representa é a Europa.
I count myself as a European, first of all because I was born in a European country, not a European Union country, because it wasn't part of it then, but much more importantly because I am heir to the Christian faith, the Roman law, and the civilization of Europe, embodied in its institutions, its universities, and above all in its parliaments and its political procedures, which to me is the most important fact of my own upbringing. And I think my country embodies those traditions, those European traditions, as well as any other country in Europe, and has done perhaps more than any other country in Europe to defend them. So inevitably, therefore, I don't think that whatever it is that makes the people of Britain want to move away from the European Union, whatever it is really a proof that they're not European. On the contrary, I think many British people, certainly of my persuasion, would say that it's precisely our nature as Europeans that makes us move in the direction that we're moving, that we become doubtful about the European Union because it does not represent Europe, it does not represent the Europe that we know and love and which made us the civilized things that we are, or at least some of us.
E por que ele é um conservador? Indagou o repórter.
What is a conservative? Conservatives, as I understand them, are people who are aware of the fact that they've inherited something good. A social order, a political system, a culture, and a legal tradition, and they want to hold on to it. And that's what it means to be a conservative, wanting to conserve things. But they know they also have to make compromises to do that. But for them, the actual existing order is important.
Um dos motivos que levaram o Reino Unido a sair é exatamente a sua tradição, a sua cultura, o seu costume. O que eles querem? Comunizar a Europa e o Ocidente inteiro. Eles querem colocar uma leva de gente dentro da sua beliche, dentro da sua casa, e dividir a sua morada com eles. E foda-se você. Eles não estão nem aí com você. Comunista não está nem aí com você. Essa gente não presta.
So we are effectively under siege due to the European Union's freedom of movement provisions, which bring 500,000 people each year into our tiny country. And those provisions are part of the treaty, deeply embedded in the treaty, almost impossible to change, and they are the things which are most objectionable to the British, who see that they have lost control of their borders and are now hosts to a vast number of people from the former communist countries in Eastern Europe who compete for jobs, of course, and most of all compete for houses and are, in effect, causing an enormous housing crisis which we don't know how to resolve.
E eles querem colocar a multicultura, o multiculturalismo na casa dos outros. Então eles querem colocar uma leva de milhões e milhões dentro da sua casa e quer que você sorria. A União Europeia é isso, nada mais que isso.
And people ask themselves, how can there be such a thing as national sovereignty if you have lost the right to control your borders? If you can't exclude those whom you don't want in the country, or invite or give special privileges to those whom you do. So those three great features of my country's position, which are not duplicated elsewhere in Europe, are the real underlying cause as to why British people feel so dissatisfied. You may object to them feeling dissatisfied on these grounds. You may think that this is primitive or in some way involves the kind of nationalistic consciousness from which the rest of the world has released itself. But I think that it probably is not really fair, because these feelings come from a deep sense of a political order that has endured for 1,000 years.
Tradição, cultura, costume, soberania, independência, civismo, orgulho, júbilo, patriotismo, são valores que pessoa alguma deve abdicar.
First, the European Union has, in its enthusiasm for dissolving borders, left itself unprotected against mass migrations. German guilt feelings, of course, make this worse, and there's no point in hiding from the fact that we're all extremely worried about what is going to be the consequences of Angela Merkel's gestures in recent weeks. Is there no limit to the people whom we are going to welcome? And if so, are we forced to accept, however crowded we are, however few resources we have to offer, are we forced to accept a complete transfer of populations into a country which has fought to protect itself from just that very thing, from the Lebensraum ambitions of its neighbours? Are we to ignore factors like knowledge, religion, adaptability, culture in incorporating new communities in our midst? That's a huge question that the European Union has fudged and forbidden us, in fact, in many ways from discussing.
Roger Scruton. Leiam, absorvam. Espetacular.